Okay, today I want to try and show you two things. I want to show you how to build a README file. If you see this one, this is my GitHub profile page. Now I've managed to create images in there, headers, links, code that's been written in there and highlighted, and each of these has links as well. And you can see it really helps with the structure of how someone looks at your work. Without further ado, what I've done is I thought, well, I could do two things at the same time. What I'm going to try and also do is try and show you how to do Git workflow with GitHub projects. So you'll see a little button up here. We're going to get into that. So it's how you can try and work as a team. We're going to do it solo, but you'll get to see how to build one of those, and also to build your requirements, to build your features you're going to do. Let's have a look at adding issues. So let's start with that. You can see I've got GitHub project lessons, and I'm just going to show you this in a README file. I'm trying to show you how to do headers, how to write in bold and italic, how to write code, one-liners and code blocks. And that's important because the code blocks can be language specific, so that's important. And also how I did those hyperlinks. Okay, so you've not just got great big long URLs strings in there. Okay, I won't go into images, but you'll get a picture, and you can actually go to my GitHub page. I've got linked in the description. So here we go. So just bring myself in here. So let's just have a look. So if we go to issues, first of all, I'm going to start writing out the things that I want to show you. So let's have a look. So I said, let's do how to do headers. So let's do that. Submit new issue. Let's add another one. I said how to do bold and italic text. Okay. Now I said I've got two more things, but what I want to do is jump away from this for a moment and show you projects. So I'm going to hold Command as I do this to get an extra window. So here we go. We've gone to a project window. Provide quick access to relevant projects. So add project. So this is linked to this repo. So let's go add project. Now you can see I've got two that I've done before. Go to your profile and create a new project. So we can add a new one. So new project. Right, we got options. So either a table or board. Now a board. This is what we want to go for, where we have this Kanban style board to have a look at. So let's create that. And we can see to do, in progress, done. Now I'm going to call that backlog. That's what we usually end up calling these things. So you can go from, these are all the lists of things we need to do. What are we working on? What's done? And let's call that board. Okay. Right. So add item. So if I do hash, this brings up a link. Now we got GitHub projects lessons. So that's what we were talking about. And there you can see my issues pop up there. So you can see how the issues are related to the backlog we're doing here. So let's do how to do headers. So that pops in there while we're at it. How to do bold in italic text. Now what I want to do is add an item while I'm here. What else did I say? Oh, how to add code. How to add code to README. Okay, enter. Now that came up as a draft. So let's hit this, convert to an issue. So you notice we don't really even have to have it necessarily as an issue, but if you do, you'll see later on that makes life a lot easier. So let's connect it with this one. There we go. So we've managed to add another issue, and while we're there, let's say how to add hyperlinks. Okay, again, there's a draft. Whoops. Connect that again. GitHub project lessons. There we go. Let's flick back over to this one. So we added those before. Let's click on code. Oh, notice our issues has already popped up to 4. Okay. Now let's have a look. If we go, it says untitled product. Well, we've got to call that something worthwhile. So we had GitHub. What would be a relevant title? So GitHub README and workflow lessons. Okay. Right. so we've got that. Now what we might need to do, let's click on this one. So, right, so we created a new one, but now I can link that, okay? So let's click that there, click off of that page. Takes a little bit of time, but now we're in. So now we've got a link between the project itself and this. So let's close those. Now I'm going to keep this window open because I find that flicking back and forth at the moment becomes a little bit tricky. You kind of lose the flow of where you're at, but yeah, so let's go in here. Let's reload this one. There we go. The reason I did that, you can now see that the projects pane has popped up there. So what I'm going to do now, before I get into this, let's go back to this one. Now, if I click, if I click on one of these, let's see how, well, in fact, let's do two things. So let's do, first of all, let's go into this one. But anyway, let's try and do this, add assignees. So I'm the only person in this group currently, but we could add more people. If I click this one and come out, okay, so we managed to do that. Now I'm going to place that in the in progress section. So I have taken on that backlog item. I'm in the how to do headers. But now I'm going to go back to the actual projects and we're going to go and add this README. So look, the hash, that's how you do a headline. If I do two of those, this is a level 2 header, and 3, this is a level 3 header. Okay, let's click on the preview and let's see how that looks. So you can see the different layouts there. When you get to the third one, it doesn't have the automatic underline. So that's good. We can go and see the preview to see what's going on and then flick back and forth to see what's happening there. So commit changes. So I'm going to just do that. So I say update readme for, now what was that again? So readme for the headers. Okay, commit changes. I'm the only one doing this, so that makes sense. I'll pop that in. Okay, now let's click back to our projects. I'm going to go on here. We did it. So I'm just going to click close issue. Okay, and I'll close out of this window and bang, that's already automatically popped over to my done section. And if we go back to the project now and I refresh this page, we've only got 3 issues now. Okay, so we can see how this workflow goes. So let's get into the issues. Whoops, let's go into the code again. And now I said, what was my, let's go over here again. What's my workflow? How to do bold in italic text. So let's click on that one. Assignees, I'll do that one. Somebody else could do that if we were more in the team. Okay, so yes, I'm going to get on that. So I'm going to have that in my progress file. Let's go here. So what did I say? Bold and italic text. So this is bold text and this is italic text. Okay, so let's have a look at the preview. So might not be clear. I always find this because I'm in dark mode. Bold isn't as bold as it would seem normally, but you can definitely see the italic text has popped out there. So there we go. That's another one done. So let's say update readme with bold and italic. Okay, commit those changes. Done. Right, okay, let's go back to our workflow. So we did that one. Is there any quick way to do it? No, unfortunately not. So we'll go in and we'll say close that issue. Okay, done. And it will take a bit of time for the API to work, but bump, it's gone across. Okay, what's next in our workflow? How to add a code to README. Well, I should say that I'm the one doing this. That would be good for what we're doing. So I've now said, let's look at my problem again. What was it? How to add code to a README. So let's open up the file. Code such as console log can be added with backticks. Okay, let's preview that. There you go. So little individual ones. That's how you do it, backticks. Code blocks are like so. Whoops. Backticks for block. Whoops, got to be attached. And I'll say Ruby. Okay, and let's say def and say my method end, and then we'll say puts hello to you. Okay, and now let's have a look at the preview. There you go. So you've got a nice block there. And what I like about this as well is that now means for your users a bit of UX here. If you just put in the code that they require, you can now just click that. It's copied to clipboard, and they can insert that straight in their code. Okay. Now let's have a look. So let's commit these changes. What did we say? Update README for code. But I'm going to do this a different way. Let's practice something. So create a new branch. Let's call that so code. Okay. Propose changes. So this would be more of a workflow in a group here. So have someone else have a look at this. So update README for code. So solves issue. What was the issue number again? Let's have a look. Issue number 3. So if I do that hash, all of a sudden my ones that I'm doing pop up. How to add code to README. There we go. So create pull request. It's checking for me. So it says, yeah, it says it's all good. Okay. So let's have a look what we could do. Yeah, so let's pretend that I came into this as me. I'll go to code. I see this and I go, lovely. So I've got 2 issues here left, but someone's put a pull request in. Let's go and have a look at that. Update README for code. Okay, let's go and have a look at that. And there you go. So that's a nice way to be able to come in and have a look at that. Okay. Reviewers. So no reviews. Let's have a look at the files changed. So that's quite nice. So I can come in here and have a look at this. So now I can see that's the block they added. So that seems reasonable to me. That should work. Review changes. Yeah. Now, if you had a workflow over like this, you could get that to work with several people. But say, this looks great. Thanks. Okay. Submit review. So we had a review on that one. Fantastic. And now we're going to merge it. Confirm merge. Great, it's merged, says that, update README code, says number 5, so that's number commit. Delete branch, so we're all done now. So now let's click back to code and let's see. Now issues is still 2, but the pull request's gone. But we said with this one, the issue was now closed. Close the issue, okay? And in time, that one will pop across as well. Okay, hyperlinks. So what's my workflow again? Assignees. I'm going to do this one. Okay, I'm doing all of them, aren't I? Let's add that into our progress pile. Okay, and finishing off here. So let's refresh this page so you can see. 1 issue left. There we go. We're looking quite good. And I said to add hyperlinks with. Well, I'm going to do backticks for this reason, to show you something with these, yeah, we call them characters. With these characters, okay. Here is a link to my Notion notes page. What I'm going to do, you can see square brackets and circular ones. So if I just put down here, square brackets around Notion note, or let's do around all of it, Notion notes page, and then I'm going to do, whoops, and then I'm going to put my link in here. Okay, right, so let's have a look at the preview and see what we get here. Right, so we used the code notes again to show you that is what I was doing, but now you can see if I hover over that, we've added a hyperlink, really nice and clean, and you can see in the bottom left, because I'm in Chrome, you get these kind of highlights. So it says it's JLand Notion site. I've made that site public so you can actually go in and have a look at that for yourself. Okay, now I'm not going to use the pull request this time. I'm just going to go straight in. So update README with hyperlinks. Okay, commit those changes and finishing off then. So in this one we have closed that issue. Okay, and that's linked and that's updating. And now when we come back to this one, I'll refresh the page, we have no issues. Okay, and you can see here my projects one, where we're looking good. You've got all of these things to tell you how things work. If I go to my projects, you can see that one here. Okay, so I'm going to go in that one again. Now what I'm going to do as well here, go to settings, I'm going to go manage access, private project. I'm going to just make this really nice for everyone to see what was going on and make that public. So now that means that I'll try and add this in the video as well. Everyone will be able to see this, okay? And you can use this to improve your workflow. So overall, I hope that was useful to you. Two things you've learned there: how to try and create a really nice README file. Again, if you go to my GitHub page, you'll be able to see profile page, you'll be able to see more about how to add those images. Okay, you can create them, drag them in. That's great. But you can see there how good this will be if you've got a repo on GitHub. You'll be able to get your team to be able to build their workflow in the same place, and it will auto update. It gives accountability. Everyone's going to see how you're able to put people on jobs. Not only that, if you're doing pair programming, you're also able to get 2 people assigned to that, I believe. So that's a really good feature to really let people know who did the work, who you need to go and have a look at, if there's things that you don't quite get, or if you want to congratulate certain people for great work. Okay, so yes, as I said, go and check out my file here, get to know a little bit more about this. Go check out videos on what SSH keys are. Okay, really useful thing to be able to learn, because you'll need to do this working with larger companies, being able to connect in a secure way.